What's up, BSA? Tyler Holcomb here at Kratos Performance and Fitness. I wanted to give you a workout today of some things that you can do at home to help you stay in shape, help you keep your body in rhythm, maybe even get a little bit quicker, faster. These are things that we do here at the gym all the time with our younger kids all the way through our high school groups. And I just want to give you some things that you can do at home. Now, I have a line today. This is basically all the workout's going to need. If you can come up with a way to find a line, outside, inside, for the first part of the video, you can be inside. Outside, because there are going to be some sprints at the end. Outside, you probably have to do that. We're going to be doing this line drill, okay? So I like to make sure that all of my athletes are nice and warmed up. So I'm putting that on you big time. Make sure you're warmed up before you do any of these videos or these workouts. We have some videos out there of a proper warm-up that you can get going through, but get knee hugs in, ankle grabs, some slow stuff, some faster stuff, high knees, heel kicks, side shuffles. Just go about 10 to 15 yards, but make sure your heart rate's up, your body's feeling loose, because these workouts are meant for you to be calling upon some of those fast twitch muscles and moving fast and quick, and it keeps that heart rate up. So I don't want you to risk an injury just because you're just coming right off the couch, gonna hit a workout and then come back. Make sure you get that warm up in, okay? So that one's for sure, 100% have to do that, okay? Once you get your warm up in, then we're gonna do line drills. So this is how this workout officially starts. Day one, line drills, then two little workout, I guess you wanna say full body kind of workouts. Definitely designed for those athletes that are using their legs a lot, okay? Trying to keep those legs strong, steady, keep keep that energy level that you had when you were in your sport. It's gonna tax your endurance and cardio for sure, but also those muscles. So we'll talk about that here in a sec. And then after that is sprints, okay? So day one, line drills. We do these four in Kratos all the time. They're pretty simple in setup and what you're going to be doing. So the thing that takes it above and beyond, though, is how you're doing this. All right, so I'll give you a couple of things about what I like to see my athletes do when they're in here and in the gym. But first thing's pretty simple. We go forward and back on the line, and all these lines are going to be sprints at the end, okay? But forward and back first with a sprint right when I'm done. So just make sure you're nice and set, feet are shoulder width apart, knees are bent and hips are bent back, and then I take my line and I go over and back, okay? And I'm trying to maintain this athletic stance position and be on my toes, go nice and quick, okay? We're gonna go 10. All the line drills are gonna be for 10. I get my 10 forward and back, and then I'm gonna take off with a sprint, and I'm gonna go about 10 or 15 yards. I like to say in here in the gym, you can see our turf, I tell all my athletes to go 5 big power steps where we're working on good form, arms are in tight, elbows are in tight, and your knees are driving up, okay? So 10 forward and back, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I would take off, and I would go for my sprint. Come back, do it again. So you do 2 times forward and back, and then I move on. I move on to my side forward and backs, or not forward and back, side down and backs, all right, or whatever you want to call these. I just call them side to side, all right? So again, athletic stance, knees bent, hips down, arms in tight, and I'll go 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I would take off, okay? Go do my 10-yard sprint. Turn around, come back, and then do one more set. I move on. Then I would go to what I call ollie shuffles. Some people call them scissor shuffles, or on the lines it's like a scissor kick, or however you're gonna call it, ollie shuffle, all right? 1 foot in front, 1 foot back, opposite arm up, right leg, left arm, and then I would switch my arms, like this. I would do 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I take off and sprint. Turn around, get my second set in, and then I move on to the last one, which is, I talked about this yesterday on a video that I did for our Facebook page, but this one's fun. This one a lot of kids like to do, a lot of my athletes like to do. I have fun doing this one. It's a crisscross, but it gets your mind thinking a little bit about where your feet are at and how fast you can move and coordinate that movement. All right, so I'm going to straddle the line this time, and then I'm going to cross over top, back, and then go behind and back. Okay, so I would just do 10. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10. Then I would take off and sprint. I would do those 2 times. Okay, each. Once I get back, once I go down my sprint and I come back, that's 1 rep. I do that again for my second set or second rep, if you want to call it. So you got 4 line drills. Do them 2 times a piece with your sprint, and then come back. Now let's talk about that sprint section of those line drills, okay? That is meant for when I'm in here, I use that time to work on form. Arms are in, knees are driving, and I'm sprinting off of my toes. I'm trying to be soft on my feet and not really loud and clumpy, okay? That's one thing I look for. And then 2, those 5 steps, making sure they're nice and quick and powerful though. All right, so this is where these line drills with the sprints can become just stupid drills or really good, okay, or excellent. Like this is what you need to be doing. All right, so let's talk about doing that forward and back. If I don't maintain my position on any of those, forward and back is just my example. If I'm not maintaining my position, it ends up just being this upright forward and back bouncing around. And then if I just kind of lumber out on my sprint, it's not really doing a whole lot for me, right? At least I'm moving, but we're trying to take it to another level of being an athlete, okay? So I need you, if you're watching this video, I need you to make sure that that level is maintained, right? That's one of the things that I got to make sure that my athletes in here in Kratos are doing. We're keeping that athletic performance up there because we're trying to mimic game time. So, but again, I want to bring this down 1 step. When we're on the line drill, I'm pointing at my setup over here. When I'm on the line drill at the beginning of, after I've done my warm-ups, I use those sprints as a build-up. So it's 5 hard sprints and then we back off. Okay, because we're going to be doing some sprints at the end where those are, you can go a lot harder, a lot faster. So 5 hard steps, back off, jog back, do it again. Okay, it's a really good warm-up. It gets that, it's an advanced part of what your warm-up that you just did, hopefully. And it makes those, your whole body have to start using that quick twitch, that movement, that fast pace and coordination all together. Okay, and then we're gonna talk about the workout. So I have 2 little workout sections here. The first one, let me do a quick scan again to make sure I get these in order. The first one is going to be, oh yeah, ice skaters, mountain climbers, and 180 jumps, okay? So I have a little block of 3 that I think is gonna be a good setup for all you soccer players. For 1, it's gonna be working out, but 2, it's gonna help keep that cardio level up there. And what we're gonna do is a 60-second, 45-second, 30-second. So when I say ice skaters first, that's gonna be our 60-second workout. 10 seconds off, right into mountain climbers, 45 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and then right into 30 seconds of 180 jumps. That's the first set, okay? So 60 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 45 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I'm trying to mimic, not really, the soccer movement, but I'm trying to mimic those short, quick bursts and that amount of energy that we're trying to get. This first one though is really good though for our soccer players, or we're looking to try to keep our stability and are trying to work on what we see in the gym here is keeping our hips stable and our knees stable and ankles stable. This is one of our favorites, is speed skaters. Okay, so I'm gonna start on 1 foot. I'm gonna have this foot up, and I'm gonna try and hold it up right here. This knee's bent, so if you can see this side view, I'm just bent just a little bit, and that knee's up, all right? And then I'm gonna jump laterally and try and catch and stabilize, okay, and keep this up. Now, each time I jump laterally, so if I jump to, this is my right foot, if I jump here, I'm gonna have my left knee up, right elbow up, this arm back. And when I jump again, boom. I'm gonna try and hold that, stabilize, and come back, okay? So if you're my younger athletes, what I want you to do is shorten your jump and work on your stability. If you're up to the high school level, and you notice though that when you're jumping, we're still wobbling around and trying to catch our step, okay? Shorten your jump still a little bit, but pick the pace up, okay? And then if this is too easy, what I want you to do is try to, when you get into each catch, try to squat down in there just a little bit more. You don't have to go all the way down, just a little bit more. Engage those muscles in your legs and your hips a lot more and explode out. Increase your distance, increase your depth just a little bit, and increase the pace, all right? So it's pretty simple to make it harder. You just have to be your own trainer. You have to be the one to really hold yourself accountable to how well you're getting and what kind of distance you're making, because this distance doesn't really cut it, right? Pretty easy to do, but if I try and get out distance-wise, that stability becomes a lot tougher, okay? That's a speed skater, just like this. That's what we call our speed skaters. That would be your 60 second. Then it's down to a mountain climber. I'm sure a lot of people know what mountain climbers are. Mountain climbers, you go down to your push-up position, you bring your knee up, and you switch feet. 45 seconds, the knee's going forward, all right? Biggest thing with mountain climbers is keeping your hips down, not letting your hips come up too high. And then the second thing is once you start getting tired, not letting your hips sink to the ground, all right? So sometimes I see kids or athletes, this is extreme, they're trying to do a mountain climber, but they're so low. If you get to a point in a mountain climber that you can't maintain your hip height, just go to a plank, okay? So a mountain climber in itself is like at the top. If you can't maintain that top for the full 45, go to your plank. That's your next level down. If you can't hold that plank, or say you can hold a plank, just slow down your knee drives and your mountain climbers, okay? And then if you can't do that, hold your plank. If you can't hold a plank, you go to your knees or toes down on the ground, but don't let yourself come up, hips up, keep those hips down and hold that position, okay? So again, mountain climbers kind of start all the way up there. You have to tear those down a little bit. So then the next one on the third exercise of this little block is our 180 jumps. And 180 jumps are kind of like our drop squats that we do here, but it's a squat jump. So I'm here, feet are shoulder width apart, I squat down, I'm gonna jump, do a 180 spin, try and land. Okay? Again, just like our speed skaters, I'm working on trying to stabilize my knees and my hips, my upper body, more than anything. So if you can't do the 180 spin or jump, because again, that one's kind of like our mountain climbers, we start up a little higher. If you can't do the 180, go into our drop squats. So like I was saying before, this is one that we do a lot. We start with our feet in, we hop our feet out, hop up to this position. This is our drop squat. So if you're not able to do the whole 180 spin, go to those drop squats. That's 30 seconds. We're gonna go 2 rounds of that. Again, you get 10 seconds off in between each one of those exercises, okay? Whew, it's got me already. A little bit, just a little. So again, ice skaters, mountain climbers, 180 jumps. 60 seconds, 45 seconds, 30 seconds. Hopefully that makes sense to you. It's kind of tough, not knowing if that's exactly how it's gonna happen, but it's 60, 45, 30. Each exercise, so again, your ice skaters are your 60-second one, your mountain climbers are your 45-second one, your 180 jumps are your 30-second one. 10 seconds off in each, do it again, okay? 2 rounds of that. If you're an advanced athlete and you need more work, or you're expected to be in better shape, hit that for 3 times, okay? Then the workout set number 2, Single leg jumps, soccer drill, I'll talk to you about that one, and then push-ups. Okay, so a single leg jump is kind of like an in-place lunge to a hop. So I'm gonna start here. This is my left knee, my right elbow, and I come up just enough to get my foot up off the ground. Okay? Now, I would do that one, that's my 60-second one, okay? I'm gonna do that one for 30 on one leg, and I would switch right into the other leg. You can do this one for speed, all right, but make sure we get that leg back, all right? We're not doing these little fake ones. Make sure you get back, this knee gets bent, explode out, just enough to get the foot off the ground. So we're going for speed on those, and make sure you're getting your depth to a good level. If that's too much for you, just stick with a single leg squat, all right, or a split squat like this. I'm going in and up, or down and up, sorry, down and up. I'm gonna try and get my runner arms going just to practice that motion of this knee being bent and this opposite elbow up, and then switching. Then I'll go 30 seconds the other way. Now, I have this one as a soccer drill for your 45-second run. And what I mean by that is hopefully you have some sort of drill that you can do in place for 45 seconds, all right? I want you to bring a soccer ball into your workout a little bit and have some touches. Now, the two that I know that we'll talk about in sprints here in a second are toe taps or ball taps, foot on top of the ball. That would be a good one, 45 seconds, or the clocks in between your feet, right? I'm not a soccer coach. So soccer coaches or parents that know of some good drills that you can do in place and aren't going to be taking you around too much, that would be a good 45-second block for you to put that in. Then right after, your 30-second block, push-ups, okay? Push-ups start at a pretty high level for 30 seconds. If you can maintain that push-up form and constant movement, that's the key, constant movement. I want you to try to find a pace. Now, when you're doing a push-up, you're always moving. So if you go up one, down one, like this, meaning like I slow my pace of my push-ups, I will want to try and hold that pace, okay? If you end up not being able to do push-ups, or you have to drop down to your knees, or even holding a plank, those are all good ways of still doing some work in that 30-second block. So again, 60 seconds of our single leg jumps, 45 seconds on you, soccer move, 30 seconds, push-ups. Now let's talk about the sprint work here at the end. Once you get all that done, last thing is 10 to 15 minutes of work. And what I mean by that is I want 10 to 15 minutes of movement. Okay, I want to try and emulate some of that game time, help you stay in shape. So how do you do that at home? I want you to walk 50 steps off in your backyard or wherever you can do a sidewalk or something. But my big step is pretty similar to 1 yard. I know not everybody's is going to be like that, but we're just trying to get to some sort of a distance. So my 50 steps is going to be close to 50 yards. So that's what I'm telling you to do. So 50 big steps, just block them out, get a couple of cones or something, or plastic cups, mark your start, mark your end, you got your distance, all right? Now let me look at this real quick to make sure I'm getting all my points that I wanted you to have here. 50 big steps for your distance, and then everything on the sprint thing is going to be a down and back on that distance, all right? So when I say for my first one that I have is side shuffle to a sprint, you're going to side shuffle it halfway, sprint to the end. And you're going to side shuffle back, sprint to the end. That's when you could get a rest. Down and back, rest. And then another note here is try to minimize your rest periods to 30 seconds or less. All right, if you're feeling good, keep going. All right, for your first 5 minutes though of work, I want you to try to keep your pace in something around that 75%. Does that make sense? So 50% is kind of like maybe like you jogging. maybe just above, a little bit above that. All right, so side shuffle to sprint. It'd literally be like this. I side shuffle, I turn and sprint. Then I would side shuffle, turn and sprint back. Okay? That would be my side shuffle, down and back. Then we go on to a back pedal. All right? Athletic stance to start on all of these. Athletic stance, knees bent, hips bent, back pedal halfway, turn and sprint. Come and then back there, back pedal back, turn and sprint. Then it's sprints, down and back. Easy. That's the one though that you can turn up your level. So if you're like, man, for 5 minutes, 75%, that's kind of a hard thing. I want you to try to learn how to pace yourself a little bit in these workouts. This is a good way to learn while you're working out how to pace yourself over some time, okay? But I have 3 different ways to work on some sprints: side shuffle to sprint, back pedal to sprint, and sprint to sprint. On that last one, the sprint to sprint, you can bring that level up to a lot faster. That's the one where I would think that if you could do side shuffle down and back with the sprints, back pedal, sprint, sprint, back, your sprint, sprint, then get your 30-second break. Okay, after that, you're probably gonna get around 2 or 3 of these whole things in 5 minutes. Then you could take another 30 seconds off and then bring your level up again. So you're gonna be somewhere, again, it all depends on how fast you're gonna go, all right? How fast you can make each one of these last. So first time out, start with 10-minute block. I'm gonna work on my side shuffle, back pedal, sprint, sprints for this distance for 10 minutes with no more rest, or with a maximum rest of 30 seconds or less. Okay, phasing out from 75% all the way up to that 90 to 100 in there. And then if you do this workout again, you could go up to that 15-minute block and try to work. But this whole workout should generally take you around 45 to an hour, 45 minutes to 60 minutes to get done. When you include a warm-up, our line drills, the 2 little workouts there, each little workout is gonna last you 2 rounds, that's 5 minutes. So if we do 2 of those, that's a 10-minute block right there, and a 10-minute block of sprints. And then after you're done with the sprints, make sure that you stretch and roll out that night, the next morning. So the last question I want to try to answer here at the very end of this is, when do I do this? All right, I want you to be doing this workout after you do some sort of soccer ball drill workout or whatever your individual workouts are at home. Do your soccer first, then do this right after. Or do your soccer, or do this in the morning and then soccer in the evening, or flip them. But if you're gonna do them back to back, if your soccer drills and stuff take a lot of energy out of you, do those soccer drills and all that stuff first, then come in, do your that would be probably your warm-up. Then you would come in right into line drills and that stuff. Personally, I would do your warm-up, your line drills, your soccer work that you have from your coaches or your club, then my workout and the sprints at the end. Okay, that would be picture perfect. Again, warm-up, your individual soccer stuff, warm-up, line drills, your individual soccer stuff, or practice, your at-home practice, hopefully you're doing something. Then the workout portion of this video, and then the sprints.